All right, first, just a little bit on the unis. We had a little change last year when we had the Fiesta Bowl look, so we decided a few weeks ago that we were going to do something different and came out with the old logo with the Broncos script on there and the stripe that was new. So something a little different. Wanted to wear the orange. We actually had looked at the kind of the creamsicle look with the white helmet, the orange jersey, and the white pants. So something fun for our guys, and thought it looked good out there. Hopefully people liked it. We're able to do some of those things with our uniform combination, so it makes it fun, and our guys enjoyed that. As far as the game, proud of our coaches, proud of our team for just staying focused. Nevada had a bye week, and we knew they'd come in here, and they've studied us. They got really good coaches. They were going to be prepared. They showed that. We knew their offense was really explosive and could make plays. They showed that at times tonight. And, as I look at it, our defense with 3 turnovers, that's a huge night. That's game-changing, in my opinion. The offense was able to go out there and continue a little success throwing the ball, being balanced, which has helped us. And, that's a credit to our coaches. I think they've game planned and put a lot of things together that have worked for us. They put guys in the right positions. And then our players, just being focused and really staying true to, this process that people talk about. Well, we have one too. And avoiding the noise, avoiding, everybody talking about everything other than Nevada. And that's really what it comes down to. Really, at the end of the day, what's the goal? Is the goal to win it all? Is it to win the next game? Is it to, look ahead? It's really just about getting better. That's what it is, and that's how this team operates. And if we start getting away from that, we're not very good. If we stick to it, then that's the reality of the world we live in. All that matters is how we played tonight against Nevada. That's all that matters. We'll enjoy tonight. We'll worry about Colorado State starting tomorrow, and then we'll worry about Colorado State, and that's it. And if we don't, and all these distractions that are out there, and we start acting like average humans and paying attention to it and not abnormal, then it's going to all of a sudden affect us. And I hope that doesn't happen. I hope our guys will stay focused. I hope they see that it's helped them get to where they are right now. So that's the challenge. That's the real challenge that we face. But I'm proud of our guys because they've done it, and they've been doing it consistently. So I hope that continues. But tonight was a great win. Nevada's a good football team. It's unfortunate this game doesn't get played every single year because of that rivalry that we've had in the past, and it is what it is. But to have our guys go out there and play like they did against a team like that, we're excited and proud of them. Questions?
Offensively, you guys opened up the playbook a little bit. We see both your quarterbacks with catches. We see different guys in the Wildcat. What to score 41 points and do what you did, and just to have as many people involved, and it just makes you kind of having fun out there on offense, like the old days.
Yeah, well, I think we were having fun. Now you got to, when Brett went up and made that play, that's exactly how we drew it up, that he was going to go moss somebody. So it was perfect at that point. Everybody knew the plan was coming together. It's plays like that. Guys made plays. And I think you're right. I think when guys are out there, they're confident in what they're doing, they're able to go do that. And they are having fun. Fun for us is execution. So there's a different type of fun that way. But we got quite a few guys involved, which is good. I think when we have a variety of players touching the ball, we seem to be better. It's just kind of, if you look at the history of, when we've had more success, we've had multiple players touch it. And again, your key guys stepped up. Montel stepped up. Brett stepped up. Jake Rowe stepped up. Sed made plays tonight. His catch, probably a little bit underthrown, and goes up and gets it. That's a heck of a play. Cartrell Thomas, beginning of the game, we ran that play. We've been practicing it for 3 weeks, and we've run it against, our defense, against the scout team, and it's hit every single time. And tonight it was the best covered it's been covered since we ran it, and there was no way he was going to be denied. He went out there, and I think Cartrell, for not being the biggest guy, he's got amazing range in going to get the ball, and he showed that tonight. That was a big play. So for our team, you guys don't know all those stories, but our team, they see that, and all of a sudden they start to nod, and it really goes for everybody because they've seen the play and they've seen him make it, and then to see him go out there and make it the way he did, it gives you, some confidence for a young player, and then the rest of the guys were stepping up.
Have you seen Brett becoming more comfortable in these last 2 games? It seems that he's taken a step forward more than he did at the beginning of the season. Is that due to him being more comfortable, or is it just progression throughout the season?
I think it's both. I think as a player and probably a quarterback specifically, you start to get into a little bit of a rhythm. He did the last game, he did this game. I think he's really taken to heart about getting better every single week, and that's a credit to Brett. He's seeing things on the field. His vision is better. He's throwing the ball better. The guys around him are making plays. Obviously, protection is there. So it's a combination of everybody out there on the offensive side doing their job. But I think he and our football team in general, those guys, and they stick to that process. They keep working. They're getting better, which is what you want to see from your team.
We talked to you before about the difference between playing at home and playing on the road. You played so well on the road in the last, recently at home. You guys still won games, but they were maybe a little closer than you wanted. So to have this sort of a game at home, what does that mean to you and this team?
Well, I thought the crowd was great. You could feel them out there, as the game went on. I think everybody filled in and finally got there. But, I think it's just I think it's really a credit to our team. They want to play at home. They've never not wanted to play at home. They want to play at home. I think every team does. They've just really attacked the road, and I thought tonight they attacked, being at home. And that's part of where we are as a team. Just are we gonna go out there and play and show some consistency, from a few of these road games and carry it over into a home game? And it wasn't really about being home or away. It was about consistency and how we were going to show up and play. And we weathered the storm. They came out and drove down the field and scored. And we practiced with urgency, and we've done things a certain way that nobody panicked. It was just a matter of time. And we went down there, we kicked a field goal, and you're looking at it, it's a yard, but we want to get points. We got points on the board, and those things showed up. And it's just part of how we were going to go about doing things. And we got points on the board, scored again, and all of a sudden, we're rolling. And that's part of it. That's part of being consistent and preparing yourself the right way.
Bronco walked away with a pretty special little 8-year-old boy named Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had a message in particular for Jackson, but what did you tell him and others who have been bullied for being different?
Well, I didn't talk to Jackson about that. I talked to Jackson about leading our team tonight. That's what he was doing. That was his purpose tonight. He was out front of the Broncos. He was leading the team into the homecoming game. We needed to feel his energy tonight, and that's exactly what he did. And you know what? Our guys responded. And he was out there, and he was enjoying it. And I'm glad he got a chance to do that, because that's something that, I think this team, beyond the game and all that, I think we've got guys. You guys see how much our guys are in the community. We don't talk about it much, all right? We obviously promote it on social media, but just look around. Do the research on it. Our guys are in the community all the time. They love living in Boise, and they love being out in the community, and they love making a difference. And part of that is, sometimes protecting those that can't protect themselves. All right, when you're a football player and you get to go out there and put pads on and all that, you get to protect yourself. You get to do something really special, and it's a privilege. And at the same time, there's a lot of responsibility that comes along with it. So Jackson being out there with us and being a part of it, that's just part of who we are. And it wasn't really even about that tonight. It was about him bringing it for the Broncos, and that's exactly what he did. And we were able to go out there and get a win, and our defense got 3 turnovers, and we played really well tonight. And we were led really well from Jackson throughout the game, in my opinion.
Last week, the press conference talked about kind of the
What's that?
Last week at the press conference, we talked about the importance of patience.
Mm-hmm.
And just how much is of a learning experience of the last few weeks been? And I'm assuming you guys have had this stuff in the playbook for quite some time now, but you've obviously gotten to the point in the season where you can open it up and trust people and put up 41 points.
You wondering why we didn't use it earlier? Huh?
is important, right?
Yeah, patience, absolutely. Well, from that conversation, we actually talked about impact. Simon Sinek, I don't know if you ever read the book, Start With Why. He kind of has this deal about millennials and impact and, how everything's just immediate and things like that. And we talked about it on Friday night, and, it takes time. Sometimes, people don't see the mountain that they actually have to climb that's in front of them. And everybody wants to be at the top, and if they're not right there immediately, then they don't think they're making a difference. And it takes time. That's part of it. And then unfortunately, in football, you want it right now, like I said, but sometimes a little bit of patience, a little bit of hard work, overcoming, that's all part of it. And some teams can't do that. Some teams get so beat up because of external noise after a while that they just can't overcome it. And our team didn't do that. We've learned from our season, every single game, the losses and the wins, and I think our players are making an impact. I think whether it's one play or 60 plays, you have a role on this team. Whatever your role is, go star in it, and just know how important it is. And our coaches do a good job of explaining why it is important that you go out there and do your job. And so that patience, that impact, just that mindset that is not common today, because everything's instantaneous, and really hard things take time. I think our guys are seeing that, and that's just the reality of, I hope they learn that lesson more than anything else, that really good things just take time. And, that's part of not everybody else, but for me and some of our coaches, you got to be patient at times, and that's not our nature. So it's hard to do.
Harsin alluded to it at the beginning there, but the goal is always to get better every week, and you don't usually see a team kind of getting better week after week after week in a string the way you guys have seemingly the last 5-6 weeks. What do you kind of attribute that to, and how have you avoided that sort of a game where you just kind of slop your way through it and pull it out?
Yeah.
You guys just kind of played well through this week.
Well, I think Nevada's a team that way too. If you watch them, the previous 3 games, they got better. I knew they were 1-7, but they didn't play like a 1-7 team. That to me, I think when our players popped on the tape and we talked about it, like, is this team take the record out of it, is this team getting better as they watched the film? And they said yes. Are we getting better? Yes. And I think that's I think it really comes down to the people in the building, the coaches, players, seeing how it actually works, how you have to improve each week, and just watch football in general. I guess that's where you learn from. Hopefully it's not you have to go lose a game to learn from it. You can learn from other teams. You can watch them. And there's a lot of games out there, and you can say, all right, we could be that team or this team. And, it's just like our conference. I mean, the teams we're about to finish up the season with, I don't know, we better show up and play really good because they're really good football teams. And, I think our guys understand that. And they also understand the work that it takes to be a consistently good football team, at least to this point. I can't speak for this next week. I can speak to what we've done now. So I hope that continues. But just watch and learn. And you see good football teams all the time lose games. Why do they lose them? Well, pay attention to the factors that go into it. And, what were they listening to? Who was telling them something? Did they have injuries? Did they have all these things that come up? I mean, it shows up. Excuse me. Gosh,
You guys,
that was coming on for a little bit there. I'm gonna tell you.
in October, you guys had 2 sideline violation penalties, and then you had the one today. And I know I have to bring it up, but
No, you don't.
what did you see there? And then also, I think it was one of his guys, Curtis Weaver. I think the next play got a pick. So
Yeah.
play for his
Yeah,
coach or what?
we were saved, I guess. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we've had some warnings. I don't know. I have to watch it. I guess we didn't allow the referee to do his job. I don't know. I have my opinions of that. Like, you really can't just work around a guy sometimes, but I have to look at it. Either way, it was a penalty. It was unfortunate. It did allow them a first down, and it's no different. I mean, those things, that's on me. That's me having to make sure that we do a better job on the sideline. And we did make up for it. So, one of our coaches got flagged, and then we had a turnover. So that the players, that's somebody having somebody's back right there, I guess. And we went out there and made a play. But that's part of, I guess, the one thing you never really, at least in my opinion, you never really brush anything off just as like, hey, we won the game, so that doesn't matter. Everything matters. Even at the end of the game. I didn't think we finished the game very well. We had an offsides penalty. We didn't run the ball very effectively. We can go out there and just kill the game. And you never know. I mean, you want to give Nevada the ball back. I don't care what you're up by. You want to give the ball back with 5 minutes left. I don't know what's going to happen. We've been in a game before. Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, onside. And it's like everything changed. And I just don't take that for granted. So, it does matter. We got to clean it up. Obviously, we've been sloppy there, and that's something I got to do a better job of.
With the results of tonight around the league, with Colorado State losing to Wyoming and you guys winning.
What was the score of that one?
By 3, 16-13. I think. Yeah. But
Was there weather in that game?
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. But basically, just now the math, you guys win 2 out of 3, and you guys clinch the division. I know you're going kind of one game at a time here.
Yeah.
But to be in the spot where you control your own destiny with 3 games left, and you're in a pretty good spot here, how does it feel as a team to have everything you kind of want clearly in front of you guys right here?
Yeah, we've been here before. I think that's as you go through this, you learn a little bit over the season, over the years, and all that. I mean, it's really, we control nothing other than what we do this week. and that's not, I know you're asking the question and all that, but that's exactly what I'm trying to make sure our guys avoid, is just, yeah, we can do the minimum. All right, here's the minimum, here's the maximum. I mean, what's the option? Let's just go do the minimum. We win 1 and then everything's good. That's not how we want to operate. And like I said, every game's important. We want to win every single game. There is no throwaway game. There is no sloppy. You can take a win and all that, but you want to play well. And so just because you won doesn't mean you go back and we show up on Sunday and we just celebrate and not talk about what we have to get better at. So our guys, I hope the blinders are on and they enjoyed tonight, and we're just talking about Colorado State tomorrow. Colorado State's a good football team. I've watched them some common opponents this year, and you watch those guys play, and I got the highest respect for Coach Bobo. And we have to travel there. And those guys are really good. So it's more about, rather than, like I said before, if it's just the end goal, if it's, just beat one team throughout the year, I mean, if it's really that's what it's all about, then we're not doing a very good job, at what we're doing. We got to get better at the game, and I hope our guys look at this week as the next challenge, and for 3.5 hours they get to go out there and show the work they put in, and I hope our guys really act that way and go out there and play like that.
Just kind of one more on this patience thing. Obviously, it's a two-way street, and I mean, how much has it paid off to be a little bit patient with Brett Rippon too? I mean, there's probably times where you could have made a commitment and gone in another direction, but clearly he brings something when his game is on. And you guys have scored 41 points in the last 2 weeks. He's been clicking.
You haven't done this story on patience yet, have you? You're going to use Guns N' Roses in there at some point, right? The song? Huh?
Yeah.
Yes. I know where you're – yes. Like I said, that's not really our nature to be patient, but you have to be at times. We all want it right now, and that's how we are. And I know our players do. That's what competitors do. They want it immediately. And I know what you're asking. Has it, to watch him go through this season and to be where he's at right now, yeah, it takes some time. But I think that goes back long before we ever got into the season, in the belief of what you're doing, the belief in your players. Because if you go out there and you don't do well and you're like, well, our system sucks, or you don't do well and it's like, that guy's the reason. You haven't really built a strong foundation. You better have one going into a season, because there's so many factors that happen. And it's a credit to the coaches and Brett that they've fought through some of the downs to have some of these better games. I mean, that's what you do. It's not perfect.
I mean, it's not just a coincidence that he's had his 2 best games and you guys have had your 2 best games on offense.
No doubt. No, there's no doubt. I mean, that's your quarterback plays well. Your offense is going to play well, and he's done that. He knows that. And he's been in a lot of games, and so nobody knows that better than Brett. And I think Montel's been a big part of that as well. I think the guys that are out there making plays, when you get Cartrell in there, Octavius and AJ and those other guys, Sean Monster out there making plays too. That makes a difference. It's not just one guy in the old line protecting. That's made a huge difference too.